Bob's Breakfast with Norton Way Motors Letchworth.
I committed a crime against the environment yesterday, even though I tried not to.
What happened?
Right, well, Julie's been working a lot of weekends, and she worked on Saturday, but she didn't work Sunday, and we got to Sunday afternoon, and I said, what have you still got to do? Because she's catching up stuff. She said, I've still got to go to the supermarket. And I said, well, tell you what, I'll go.
That's nice.
We live near a supermarket, so it's not that big a deal to walk over and just get the things. We didn't have anything for tea. I mean, you know. Now, supermarket shopping on a Sunday afternoon is a bad idea, because the Christian radicals have decided that all supermarkets must shut at 4 o'clock, otherwise the world explodes. There's something in the Bible or something that says thou shalt not go to the supermarket on a Sunday afternoon after 4 o'clock. It's the Prevention of Sunday Trading Act. But anyway, because you've got that magic hour, that 3 till 4, when people are just in a mad frenzy. By the way, the people who don't want you shopping on a Sunday don't want you to do it because Sunday's supposed to be a day of rest. When you have to race round in 1 hour to get everything, that's just a day of stress, not a day of rest. It's the opposite. Yeah. It's backfired. But anyway, don't get me started on that. It's busy. That's all I need to say.
Yes.
Well, before I get there, now, I have a problem with supermarkets.
Yes.
Because I don't think we should poo in our own nest. But the supermarkets insist on giving you those horrible plastic, non-biodegradable bags to take your shopping home in.
Yes, they do.
They won't give it to you in a biodegradable bag, some kind of paper bag, there's lots of biodegradable answers, but supermarkets insist on giving you the horrible plastic bags. Mm-hmm. But I also object to supermarkets saying it's my fault and telling me to bring my own bag then. That doesn't solve it. No. You give me the right kind of bag. Don't give the wrong bags out and then blame me and make me feel guilty and make me take it. So I don't take bags to the supermarket.
Right. So how do you carry it home? I
carry it home in the horrible ones and complain a lot.
Okay.
So anyway, I get to the front, I got showered and ready to go out, and I get to the front door, and Julie's left her canvas hippie bag by the door. And I said, well, I'm not taking that. No, you shouldn't be using because the turtles eat the things, which is all right. It's true. These bags are bad. They're bad for the environment. But I object to taking my own because that kind of says that the responsibility's mine. When it isn't mine, I have no choice at the supermarket. They should at least give you the choice. Do you want the good one or the bad? By making you take your own bag, that's blaming you. Well, you've got no control over what the supermarkets give out. Anyway, so I decided to take the hippie bag.
Good. I'm pleased with that.
Things did not go well. The first thing, when you get to the supermarket and I grabbed the basket. Julie told me to get a trolley, but I didn't want to get a trolley because I've got to carry it home. If I get a trolley, I'll have no idea what I'm dealing with. If I get one of the baskets, the plastic baskets, as I put the stuff in, I'll know when I'm done. Because I can't carry anymore. Yes. I kind of know. So I've got the basket. I've also got my phone, which has got the shopping list on it. Mm-hmm. And now I've got the hippie bag as well. Yeah. And the handle's not big enough to put it over my shoulder. So I'm juggling with this and I try to put it in the basket and that's no good because it fills up most of the basket and you put all the stuff on the top and then the bag's at the bottom and then what a nightmare. It's a nuisance.
It is, yeah.
The whole thing was, so I'm grumpy each thing and I'm like this stupid hippie bag. Oh, because the supermarkets don't have the right plastic bag. So I eventually get round and I got some heavy stuff. I've got bottles of Coca-Cola and milk and heavy stuff as well as the other stuff, whatever. So now I've got to get to the checkout. And of course, it's a frenzy now because it's got to close at 4 o'clock. Otherwise, Armageddon. So
everyone's panicking.
Yes. And then I see the other thing I don't like, but all right, I've got the hippie bag. I don't like that. The other thing I don't like is the self-service till thing.
They're great. They're really good.
Really?
Yes.
They don't like me.
No.
But there was an empty one there, and I thought, well, I haven't got that much stuff. I'll do that. So I get up to the robot, and it's placed the bag in the bagging area. So I put the hippie bag down. I have to say, I was relieved, because now I've not got the hippie bag.
Yes.
Good. So first item was coffee. Swung it over the laser, nothing. Swung it over the laser again, nothing. Swung it over it again, 5 times, nothing. This is my first item.
Dear.
And I believe with those things, I honestly believe, if those things don't catch it after 3 swipes, you should get the item for free. That is the only way we're going to get through to the supermarkets, that we want better machines that actually work. But anyway, so I thought, to hell with it.
Oh no.
I put the coffee back in the basket, and I went looking for a till manned by a human being.
Okay.
So I walk along, and I see it. At the other end of the shop.
Yeah.
There's a woman just putting the spacer thing down on the conveyor belt, and there's this whole expanse of rubber. So I sprinted, and then I realized I'd left the hippie bag back at the robot.
Oh, no.
So now I'm at the other end of the shop. So I turned around, and I sprinted down, because I know someone's going to nick my space at the human being till if I'm not careful.
Yeah.
Sprinted down, got to the robot. Someone had nicked it.
The bag?
The hippie bag had gone.
Oh, no.
So I had to go back to the other one, and I had to use a stupid orange bag anyway.
Bob FM.
Stop the show. We've got a medical emergency on our hands. You probably know that the traffic has been bad on the A1M. There's been accidents northbound between 5 and 6. This has caused problems southbound. Gary's on the phone. Good morning, Gary.
Good morning.
You've had an interesting morning.
My wife's pregnant, and she's due to give birth today. She actually went into labour during the night.
Yeah.
She's now having contractions every 3 to 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And obviously we've been stuck on the A1. We've been diverted round through Nebworth, which is at a complete standstill. So we're stuck there at the moment.
Can you put your Mrs. Tracy on the phone for us?
I can try.
Okay. Okay.
Hello.
Tracy, how are you hanging in there?
Yeah, fine.
Okay. Now, are the emergency services aware of your problem?
No, we managed to flag down a police car on the A1M.
Yeah.
And they said that basically, if we needed to, we'll just have to call an ambulance.
There's nothing I can do.
Right.
But that's not really going to help when the traffic's at a standstill.
Okay. Is this your first baby?
No, fifth.
Fifth. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've got quite a lot of experience in this area. So based on your experience, how close do you think you are to giving birth?
Well, hopefully not too far away, but not too quick. That's going to happen in the car.
Yes. Yes. All right. Put Gary back on, Tracy.
Okay.
You are okay. She sounds like she's okay, Gary.
Yeah, she's doing well. She's, as I say, or as she said, she's had 4 already, so she's quite used to it and understands the process. So,
and none
hanging in there.
None of the others were born in unusual circumstances.
No, this is the first one we've had problems like this.
Okay, how far do you estimate, as the driver that you are, from the hospital at your current pace?
Knowing the traffic and knowing where we are, I would say at least an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours.
Okay, can you put Tracy back on the phone, Gary?
I can.
Okay.
Hello.
Tracy, to the best of your knowledge, with all your experience of the 4 previous births, have you got another 2 hours?
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
Oh, no! No!
If we was able to have got to QE2, then we probably would have been there by now.
Yeah. All right, can I check back in with you in a few minutes' time?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, whatever you do, don't push.
All right.
All right then, okay. Talk to you soon, Gary and Tracy.
Okay.
Goodness me.
Thank you.
Bob's Breakfast with Norton Way Honda Letchworth.
If kindness truly is contagious, we need inspiration this morning. We want to know, what have you done that is a random act of kindness? Now, here's one that I'm not accepting. Is the one where you wave a pedestrian to cross the road in front of you when you're driving.
That's nice, eh?
That's not a random act of kindness. There's nothing random or kind about that. It's a horrible thing to do. It happened to me the other day. I'm walking along through Hitchin, and I'm walking along the top road there, opposite the church. I get to the junction, and I have to cross, and there's a car about to pull out, and they waved me across. And I hate that. 'Cause there's nothing kind of... You know what they're doing, don't you?
What?
They're lording it over you.
They're letting you cross.
No, they're not. What they're doing is they're going, you are a mere peasant. Me, however, I am a lord here in my carriage. And I will permit you to cross, peasant. You may cross now. That's what they're doing.
What would you?
That's what it's all about.
What would you rather they do? Would you
Just
rather...
carry on and I'll wait. Just carry on and I'll wait. But that's because that's what they're doing. And I know that's what they're doing, because if you go, no, and wave them through, they get really angry. Trust me.
Have you done that?
Yeah, they get like, they go, oh, because you've just changed the paradigm. Now you've gone, oh, no, you are not the Lord letting me through as the peasant. I am now the Lord of the manor, and I shall let you pass. So once you turn that round on them, they hate it. Let's get the latest news now from Chris Hobart.
A full bodysuit lie detector could be used in British police stations within the next few years.
You don't need a full suit, though. You only need the pants, because liars' pants are on fire. David, you might be able to help.
Reference to the lady and gentleman who got expecting a baby in Nebworth. If they drive through the lanes are empty, so I'll be able to zigzag through to Stevenage. They can come into the back of Datchworth.
Yes.
And then go through the lanes. If they've got a sat nav on the phone, they'll be able to link that in.
Yes.
And get to Stevenage. It'll probably only take them about 20 minutes.
All right, thank you very much. Cheers.
All right, cheers, thanks.
All
bye.
right, thank you. If you've any other advice, or you know what to do here, or if you can give Gary any advice on how to be a midwife, 01438 422 106.
106 Bob FM.
Connie's on the phone. Where are you, Connie?
So I'm waiting for a bus at the moment.
Are you really? Where at?
Hertford Heath.
We've been asking people to commit random acts of kindness.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Have you committed one recently?
Not recently, no.
Is there anyone else at the bus stop?
Yes.
Who else is there?
Another lady that catches the bus.
Can you quickly put her on?
Yeah, hold
Okay,
on.
all right.
Hold on.
All right.
You're talking to Graham.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah. Oh, she seems keen.
Hi, Graham.
Good morning, Graham Mack, Amy Stevenson. How are you?
Good morning. I'm very well, thank you. I'm waiting in the rain.
What's your name?
My name's Harriet.
Harriet. Where are you catching the bus to?
Oh, it's going to take me down to Hertford Town so I can get the train.
Okay. And how much is your bus fare going to be?
It's going to be £1.50.
Okay. Can you put Connie back on the phone?
Sure.
Okay.
Hello?
Connie?
Yeah.
How about you pay for Harriet's bus fare? It's £1.50.
Yeah, it's all right then.
Oh, you'll do that? Okay, when you get on the bus, I want you to say to Harriet, this trip's on me.
Okay, will do.
All right, that's good.
Well, the bus is not here yet.
When's the bus due? How long?
Well, it's sometimes late.
Okay, all right.
I'll just tell Harriet that I'm paying her bus fare.
Okay, just do that for us, yeah.
All right, Harriet, I'm paying your bus fare. Thank you very much.
Well, look at that. So, all right. Can we check?
It's coming now.
Oh, the bus is coming now.
okay.
How far away is it? Is it close?
It's just coming to the bus stop now.
Is it coming? Are you about to get onto the bus?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Let's hear you actually commit this random act of kindness and pay for Harriet's ticket as well. Let's hear that.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Hold on.
Okay. So the bus.
Morning. Can I pay for Harriet's bus fare, please? Bob FM, this is the bus driver.
Okay, right, yeah. Right, so you're okay. You've paid Harriet's fare now?
Yeah.
You're all set?
Yes, we're off now.
Look at that! It's another random act of kindness on Bob FM. Patsy Kensit on Celebrity Big Brother. She was doing sit-ups in front of Katie
Hopkins.
She strained as she was doing a sit-up, and there was a toot.
Some people are quite mean about it on Twitter.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, but actually it's just something that happens. It's quite normal. For some reason, we don't feel we can talk about it.
Well, we can this morning.
Yes, we can.
You can share your pain. It'll, it'll feel better. What's happened to you, Barbara?
When me and my husband have been married a couple of years, the kids were in bed, so I thought, I'll go upstairs, get changed into something a bit more slinky, which I did. Came down, walked in the living room, his eyes lit up, sat on his lap, and there it came.
Gary, how far do you reckon you are from the Lister right now?
but we've just called an ambulance, so...
You have actually called an ambulance now?
Mum's on the phone to the ambulance because Mum's sat in the back.
Oh, your mum's in the back of the car as well?
Yeah.
Well, at least it's not just you and Gary, because if Gary falls to pieces, maybe your mother can stay together. Can we cross back to you in a little bit and see how things are going?
You can.
Okay, it's Gary, Tracy, and her mum, somewhere in Nebworth.
Oh, my goodness.
Not far from here. It's a drama that's unfolding. It's gripping the home counties on Bob FM. They're Lana Miles and Black Velvet. #1 song for strippers to dance to during the 80s. Black Velvet by Lana Miles.
Was it?
Yeah, so good morning. Morning if you are a stripper or if you run a strip club. I know it's a busy morning having to put the de-icer on the stripper poles on mornings like this. Mark's on the phone. You think you can help?
Hey, Graham. If they're near you at Nebworth, why don't they shoot through Nebworth House, Junction 7, where the motorway's open, and then straight down the A1 to, Lister?
That's what they should do, but they seem to be stuck in traffic there. I mean, I don't know how bad it is out there, but they can't be that far away from 7. You know, if they go like that back way past Tesco's and, yeah.
Well, that's absolutely solid. I mean, I
is
come
it?
down Gresley Way, and Gresley Way is gridlocked.
Well, how would they go then? On the Codicot Road?
Well, if they come up the Codicot Road to Nebworth, to where you are.
Yes.
Cut through Nebworth House, and they'll come out at Junction 7.
Oh, cut through Nebworth House. I get you. You go in the back entrance of Nebworth House.
Yeah.
Go across the grounds of the house, and then come out at the junction on the roundabout.
At the Novotel.
Brilliant, Mark. Thank you so much.
Okay, speak to you soon, Graham.
Cheers.
106 Bob FM.
Morning, Jackie.
Morning. I can't do this anymore.
What?
You tell me to be nice and kind to people. It makes me want to punch them.
We're talking about the random acts of kindness.
Oh, don't. You told me yesterday that I had to do it again yesterday, and I had to do it again the day before. And every time I try and do it, it's like reverse psychology.
Okay.
Someone says, I'm on a diet.
I know.
If I'm on a diet, I want to eat everything that's not nailed down.
Jackie, breathe. Take us through your attempted random act of kindness. What happened?
You will not believe it.
What happened?
Oh, God, it's really bad. I was going to work and it was tipping down with rain, and really tipping down with rain. And this poor lady was in a pink, you know those horrible cheap raincoats they have with hoods?
Mm-hmm.
I can't even remember are they called? Cagoule.
A cagoule.
You get them free at Disneyland, don't you?
Yes.
And she had a walking stick, and she looked really soaking wet.
Ah.
And I was driving towards her, and I thought, here you go, I'm going to do it. I'm going to
Random act of kindness.
This is my random act of kindness.
Yes.
She's probably only going to my local town. I'll pop her in the car. I'll
Yes.
give her a lift there. I'll be a little bit late for work, but I'll be okay.
Okay.
And then I looked to my left, and I looked at my cream leather seat, and I thought, I can't get you in there. I can't put you on my cream leather seat.
Oh, my goodness.
I put my foot down really quickly and drove, but I think I splashed her.
Oh, Jackie, you are a terrible person.
Not only, I couldn't do it.
Bob's Breakfast.
I hoped we would never talk about this on the radio, but now it's out there. I'm going to address it. Let me just get it all out the way, and then we can laugh nervously and move on.
Okay.
I mentioned that parts of Italy are not as advanced as parts of Britain. This is from personal experience. I've been to Italy many times, and in some of the rural areas, they don't know a toilet from a hole in the ground. They have a porcelain hole in the ground, which for blokes is not that much of a big deal, because let's face it, because we are anatomically equipped. The world is our urinal.
You can aim and shoot.
Yes. Not so for women.
No. It's tricky.
Now, Julie and I are planning a trip. And we're planning a trip to southern Italy. We're going to Naples. Because I've always wanted to see Pompeii.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
And Pompeii and Vesuvius. And we've booked day trips while we're there to go out. We're going to stay in Naples, but we've booked day trips to Pompeii and Vesuvius. Previously, when we've been to Italy, we've had this porcelain hole in the ground toilet issue. So we are definitely going to run into one of these toilets. Julie is not keen on this at all. So I mistakenly, half joking, said to her, well, you could always get a Shewee. In case you don't know what these are a feminine adapter. that women...
I don't think you even need to explain what it is. I think
somebody might not know what it is.
It's basically a funnel.
It's a plastic thing that it's designed for women who are at concerts so they can use urinals.
Not urinals, they originally came out for festivals because the ladies' toilets were always completely stacked.
Yes.
The guys were always empty. It was annoying. They just need to nip behind a fence and have a little pot.
Yes.
And so somebody came up with this crazy idea of the Shewee
device. Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, she sent off for one. It arrived yesterday. It comes in a case like a glasses case.
Right.
You don't want to get them confused.
No.
The thing I don't like about it, I mean, it's about probably 6 inches long. There's an extension piece to make it about 1.5 feet long. How's that supposed to make me feel? So I'm uncomfortable with the whole thing. Now, my biggest fear, with the weather the way it is, I just hope it doesn't snow today.
Why?
Well, I don't want to get home and outside the flat there's a signature. Gary, where are you right now?
Yeah, we're still at Oakfields Road, just waiting for the ambulance now.
Is that the plan now? You're going to wait for the ambulance, or are you going to keep trying to get through?
No, the ambulance people have said to stop and wait.
Okay.
It'd probably be quicker just to do that anyway.
Okay, so if someone around Nebworth is hearing ambulance sirens and seeing blue lights in your mirror, please do whatever you can. I know the traffic is just gridlocked because of that problem on the A1M, but just get up onto the verge or the curb, or just let them get through because they've got to get to them. So how is Tracy?
Not great, but she's doing okay.
Can we talk to Tracy, Gary?
At the moment, no. She's having contractions again.
Okay. Is her mum still on the phone to 999 in the back of the car?
She is, yes.
She is, all right, so we can't bother her. So did they give her any idea, do you know, how long before the ambulance gets there?
They said it's on the road that we're on now, so it shouldn't be too long.
All right, we'll check in with you soon.
Okay, thank you.
All right, hang on in there, Gary.
Thank you.
If you were listening on Friday, you would have heard Connie call up. She called from the bus stop, and I said to her, find a stranger at the bus stop and pay their bus fare. And she found Harriet. Yeah. And she paid Harriet's bus fare, and we heard them get on the bus. And it was nice. It was a real random act of kindness. Yeah. But turns out things went horribly wrong. Connie's back on the phone. So tell us what happened after the bus set off.
As the bus went out of the village, there'd been an accident, and so we was at a standstill. So half of us thought, oh, well, you know, perhaps the driver will let us off and we'll start walking.
Yeah.
By the time I got down to the roundabout, the bus passed us.
No! And he didn't pick you up?
You did a random act of kindness by paying a stranger's bus fare on that very bus trip. You got off the bus because you thought it'd be quicker and the bus driver drove right past you.
He couldn't stop. He just couldn't stop.
I'm sorry, buddy. God.
Well, that was all right. That was my fault, 'cause we should have stayed on.
Well, no, it was his fault.
He should have picked you back up.
That was a random act of unkindness.
Well,
no. I am so disappointed. Because kindness is supposed to be contagious. Karma is supposed to kick in and help here. Goodness me, there's been a glitch in the Matrix.
Turn your knob to Bob.
This morning we're talking about awkward situations. A chart has come out of the most awkward situations you can find yourself in on a plane.
Number one was actually someone falling asleep on another person.
Yeah.
On like a stranger.
And they're not even mentioning drooling.
No.
It's fraught with danger, any kind of public transport. Any time you put a load of strangers together in any kind of metallic tube, you're going to have problems. I know you're not a great flyer.
Oh, I'm awful at flying. But I'd be really good, actually, with you, because I just wouldn't talk.
Yeah, I like that.
So from the moment I go into the airport, I'm ready to board, I stop speaking, no matter how long the flight is, unless the only thing I'd say is that normal? Is that noise normal? Is there anything to worry about? And then I look at the stewardesses and the stewards, and if they're not scared, then I'm fine.
So you're scanning them for fear. You're trying to sense fear.
Yeah.
In the flight attendants.
Well, they're the ones that know.
I think it's good that you're quiet, because sometimes, you know, you get on a plane and if I'm flying alone and I sit next to someone and all of a sudden they want a conversation. And some people, when they get into any kind of a recliner, they just think they're in therapy. And they want to tell you about their whole life and their goals and their... just goes on and on and on. Which is why whenever I travel by train, I travel in the quiet coach.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, not everybody in the quiet coach can read! And the two words they have the most trouble with, quiet and coach!
And
true. You'll be in there, and I was in one once, I'm sure it was noisier than a regular coach. There were people on the phone, I'm on the train! Yeah, no! And this is in the quiet coach. You're not allowed to use mobile phones in the quiet coach. And this is going to sound sexist, but trust me, from experience of travelling alone in the quiet coach a lot, 2 women cannot sit together and not speak. A woman travelling on her own can be quiet. 2 blokes travelling together can sit there in silence, just read the paper. But 2 women, even 2 strangers, sat together will have to talk to each other. They cannot help themselves. I've been in the quiet coach. I'm not proud of this. I've been in the quiet coach and it's been noisy and I've done the move. I've gone, quiet coach! I've done it.
What did they all look round? What happened?
Yes, there's an awkward silence for a minute. And then it gradually builds up again and goes back to the level it was at. And the thing is, there's no penalty. It's not policed. It's not policed. You should be fined. If you, in a no smoking coach, which they all are nowadays, if you were to smoke, you would be fined. In the silent coach, you should be fined for talking. If you say anything, you should have a £50 fine on the spot. If I was the guard on the train and walked through the quiet coach, you know the sticker that's on the window that says quiet coach?
Yes.
I would have a big roll of those stickers. And anyone that was talking, I'd stick the sticker on their mouth. Those stickers are in the wrong place. You put the sticker on the window, doesn't make them quiet. You put the sticker over the mouth, that would shut them up.
This is Bob.
Gary and Tracy have decided to stay where they are in Nebworth. They were heading for the Lister Hospital. Tracy is in labour. They don't think they can make it. They've called an ambulance now. They were stuck in that traffic because the road has been closed on the A1M northbound, junction 6 to 7, so they've ended up on the back roads of Nebworth. I can tell you that Michael Button has just tweeted with a photograph of the ambulance on its way to you. So hang on in there, Tracy and Gary. That looks like good news. Michael says, just seen the ambulance by the Vauxhall dealership. They're en route. So good luck on that one. 01438 422 106. Good morning. Who's this?
Oh, good morning. My name's Kevin. I've just driven in from Stevenage right away through Nebworth and that way up to Welwyn Garden City.
Yeah.
And just let you know that it's to add injury to the wound. At the clock roundabout, there's an articulated lorry that is actually just broken down on the roundabout itself, which is now blocking the traffic. It can't go anywhere.
Okay. Hey, thank you very much, Kev.
Okay.
Cheers.
That's right.
Let's
Okay,
hope
bye now, bye.
that doesn't stop the ambulance getting through to Gary and Tracy.
It will.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot, mate.
Unless the ambulance goes round, obviously the opposite way round. But I mean, the traffic is just as bad going the opposite way at the moment, obviously. But yeah, I mean, from where you come off the A1M at Welwyn, that is just literally 2 rows of traffic just not moving anywhere.
All right. Thanks for the update, Kev. Appreciate it.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Bye.
We'll go live to Gary and Tracy in a bit on Bob FM.
Bob's Breakfast with Norton Way Motors Letchworth.
Well, Scotland's happiest Lollipop Man. Let's talk about him.
Okay.
He has been banned by the local council from high-fiving children as they cross the road. A statement from Western Bartonshire Council said, all patrollers are instructed when crossing children over a road to remain static. This ensures that they can be seen and effectively provides a barrier between school pupils and the traffic.
And then he went on to alphabetise his paper clips.
How about then if he just had like one hand on his lollipop, one arm out straight?
Yes.
And the kids actually went up to the hand that was out and high-fived it?
I'm not sure whether a man who has one hand on his lollipop should be working with children.
Graham.
Bob's Breakfast.
Just had this via Facebook from Tracys Mom. Just want to thank everyone for all their help and advice. We are now all aboard an ambulance heading for Lister Hospital. Tracy doing well considering. Good news. Keep you posted on Bob FM. Bob FM. Eric Clapton. Cocaine. Shame it's a drug song. It lets it down for me. Good song. Shame it's not about, like, gas barbecues or something. You know what I mean? Just me. If you wanna heat meat, you can heat it a treat with propane. Good morning, Tracey's mom.
Good morning.
What's your name?
Linda.
Linda. Bit of a morning for you.
Slightly, yes. Very much so.
Okay, so where are you right now?
Right, Tracy's now in the hospital, in the room where she's going to actually give birth. She's been examined now.
Mm-hmm.
Gary's with her. I've gone walkabout so I can talk to you on the phone.
Fantastic. And how is everybody bearing up?
When the ambulance first got there, Tracy's blood pressure was really high. Dangerously high because of the stress and everything. But once she'd settled into the ambulance, by the time we got here to the hospital, it had gone down to normal.
Yeah, that must have been how long did it take for the ambulance to get there? Because we kind of lost contact after Gary had called the ambulance. Oh, you called the ambulance, didn't you?
I called the ambulance, yeah. I took it upon myself because I've had 10 myself.
You've had 10 babies?
Yes. And I was getting to a point where I thought, this is not good. This is going to happen in the car if I don't do something.
Right, so Mum took control. Enough of you messing about. Never mind Gary playing the hero, trying to drive her to the hospital. I'm taking over now. You'll do as I say.
Absolutely, yes. So I phoned the ambulance, and this is where we are now. So.
Okay, and how were the team in the ambulance? Were they good?
They were absolutely fantastic.
Great.
Yes, absolutely brilliant.
You know, the whole of the home counties has been following this story.
We have picked up on a few bits and pieces. I've just turned my phone back on.
Yes.
And my phone just almost exploded. So we have picked up on bits and pieces. Obviously, Tracy's not quite with it at the minute.
Yes.
But she will be really surprised of all the interest.
Okay, well, we'll check in with you in a bit, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
All right, that'll be good.
Okay, then.
We'll keep
all
up
right,
to date.
thank you.
Bob FM.
Parents who feared a 29-year-old imposter was attending their children's school have been told he's actually a 14-year-old boy.
Well,
now,
wait a second. So they thought one of the kids at school was a 29-year-old bloke.
That's right.
And it turns out it's not.
It wasn't. It's
the kid's 14.
Yeah.
Did he have a really tough paper round? What made him look 29?
Rumours started, and then rumours got passed around online.
Well, he must have looked a bit rough.
He must have. I mean, he's come from Afghanistan, so I mean, it's probably he's maybe had a rough time over there.
That is a rough paper round. It's like number 42 was here yesterday. Where's it gone? This rubble.
Bob's Breakfast.
Mom, Linda, pulled rank, and she was in the back of the car. She said, give me that phone, and she called the ambulance. Now, you're at the Lister Hospital now, Linda?
Yes, we are, yes.
And what's the latest?
Baby's just being monitored now. They're going to monitor her for 20 minutes, and then they're going to take it from there.
Okay, so she hasn't given birth yet? When you said
no, she hasn't, no.
But they're monitoring the condition of the baby. But everything looking good?
Everything's looking fine. Contractions are a lot stronger now. I think she's more relaxed now, so she's letting go a bit, and the contractions are a lot stronger.
Okay, and Gary, is he doing okay?
Yeah, I think we're all a bit jittery. I think we're all a bit in shock at the minute, but yeah.
The whole of the home counties is in shock.
I know, that we've just found out. I've just got a call from home to say that... Oh, this is mad. ITV News is going around my house within the hour to interview two of the girls.
Yeah, they're coming here too. So, yeah, this is the big story of the morning. Yeah, this is...
Honestly,
But you saved the day in the end. Instead of letting Gary, Gary's got it into his head. He's the bloke. He's going to do the thing. He's going to take her to the hospital. You've said, give me that phone. And you...
Yeah, I mean, as I said, I've had 10 and I just knew things were a bit dodgy.
Yeah, and
I just didn't fancy delivering the baby in the car.
No, you don't want that. And it turned out that Tracy's blood pressure was quite high as well when the ambulance got there.
Which is also another reason why I was worried, because Tracy's had trouble with her blood pressure for the last 2 months, so that's been an issue with the pregnancy, which is another reason why I felt we needed to get to hospital.
Okay, Linda, thanks for the latest report.
Okay.
Okay, we'll keep you up to date in our news throughout the day right here on Bob FM.
It seems we've not heard anything from North Korea for a little while, but now they've published 310 new patriotic slogans. So, ways of supporting the country through
bad haircuts?
Yeah, through bad haircuts. Just been having
through looking through binoculars that we're not sure what he's looking at. What is he looking at?
Every single photo.
Yeah, he's looking through binoculars.
Yeah. Well, they've published more than 300 slogans. What they say, what they actually mean, and what they tell us about the leadership is anybody's guess. But apart from the fact they all want you to worship the supreme leader.
What's Diana Ross got to do with North Korea?
Hi, it's Graham Mack. Back to the podcast in just a sec. If you're enjoying it, tell your friends, share it and link it on Facebook and Twitter.
The company's to blame for nuisance calls and texts, which some people are getting many times a day, can be fined up to £500,000 under new legislation.
Is this specifically just phone calls?
No, texts as well.
And text, but not email?
Not email, no.
Because I have to say, I can't remember the last time I got a junk text. I've been very lucky with that. It was something, I think the last one I got was something, have you had an accident? I think it may have even been a car insurance one.
Generally, they're like car insurance.
It was a kind of an ambulance chasing thing. I think it was.
Yeah.
That was. But I'm telling you, it was over a year ago.
Yeah.
As far as nuisance phone calls go, maybe 6 months ago, we got a couple at home trying to sell us something, but not enough for it to be a problem.
Yeah.
But spam email... Hooly dooly, seen nothing like it.
That warrants a hooly dooly, doesn't it?
It does. When are they going to sort that one out? That, to me, is the big problem.
I mean, every single day here, we're getting so many, aren't we?
Yeah. How to satisfy your woman?
That's right.
I get a lot of those.
I had 5 marriage proposals last week?
Marriage proposals and how to satisfy your woman. See, so there's a lot of women out there that want to be satisfied. And there's a lot of people who want to show you how to satisfy women. With that knowledge, why don't they just go and satisfy these women that are desperate to be satisfied? How do I put these two groups together?
Thanks for downloading this podcast. You know, every time we publish a new one, you can get it downloaded for free automatically when you subscribe through iTunes.
Things a lot calmer this morning. Yesterday morning, in all the travel chaos caused by the closure of the A1M, we had Gary on the phone. Gary was driving his other half, Tracy, to the Lister Hospital because she'd gone into labour. They were stuck in traffic. I spoke to Tracy. She didn't think she was going to make it. In the end, an ambulance was called by Mum Linda, who was in the back of the car. She pulled rank. Linda's on the phone. Good morning, Linda.
Good morning.
It was quite chaotic yesterday, wasn't it?
It was just, me and Tracy just sitting in there, just going through all the Facebook and everything on our phones and just absolutely astounded by it all.
You became world famous.
Yes, we realised that. It even went to America as well.
Oh, yeah, no, it's gone around the world, this one. This is a big story. Yeah, it's gone around the world, this one. Australia, Canada, everybody's talking about this.
Oh, goodness me.
So when Gary... Well, it was you that started this off, because you were in the back of the car and you put something on Facebook, didn't you?
I did, yes.
Yeah, and what did you put on there?
I just... you had put a report up about the accident.
Yeah.
And I commented underneath saying, oh my goodness me, we're stuck in this traffic and Tracy's in labour having contractions every 3 to 4 minutes.
And what point did you get to where you realised that although Gary was trying to be the hero and drive Tracy to hospital in time, you were going to take matters into your own hands and dial 999?
Well, we were led to believe that when we got to a certain point past Nedworth,
yes,
that the traffic would ease.
Yes.
So I sat it out and waited for that, and that did not happen.
Yeah.
And when we got to that point, all you could see, front and back, was just traffic. Tracy was getting a bit stressed.
Yeah.
There was problems with her blood pressure that I did not want to take any chances on, so that just decided me.
Okay. And were you worried that the ambulance would even get through?
Yes, I was worried. Yeah.
Okay.
But the ambulance people kept me on the phone the whole time.
Yeah.
Until the ambulance arrived.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was really scary, I have to say.
But a happy ending.
A very happy ending. She's absolutely adorable.
Now, you're in that hospital right now.
I am,
Can
yeah.
you put Tracy on the phone?
Yep, hang on a minute.
Fantastic.
Hello.
Tracy, how are you?
Hello, it's Thor.
Now, yesterday morning, I remember talking to you, and I said, Gary reckons you could be another couple of hours. Can you hang on that long? You said, I don't think so.
Yeah, no, it was a bit of a stressful situation, which ended up, I think we got to hospital in the end about 9:15.
Yeah.
And then I didn't really sort of like notice time really after that, but it all ended up in complications and a bit traumatic.
Did it really? What were the complications?
Yeah, well, she, even though it was progressing, we got to the hospital and they checked me and I was already 7 centimetres dilated. And then basically, it was a case of waiting for her to arrive at that point, but with the blood pressure that was still high on and off.
Yeah.
I then, tried to push her out, but I was just so tired and I've been through so much that they prepped us for theatre and said that it might possibly have to be an emergency cesarean.
Uh-huh.
But if they could do it via the forceps, then they would.
Yeah.
And they did, but I've never been through anything in any of the births before like that, so it was quite traumatic.
Because this is your 5th one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she is, yeah. And last.
Oh, you don't even want to think about that. This is the last one. Okay.
And last.
Okay. And she's a beautiful baby?
She is really lovely, yeah. She's just been laid most of the night in a cot, just laying, wondering what all the other babies are crying about, just laid there really chilled out, really.
Ah, are you looking at her right now, are you?
Yeah.
Ah. And what weight?
She was 7'5".
Yeah.
So she's a really lovely colour. She's got quite a bit of hair and she just really chilled out and laid back. So hopefully she stays that way.
And what did you call her, Tracy?
Melody Sophia.
Melody.
Yeah, Melody.
You decide not to go with Bob?
Decided not to go with Bob.
Because that would have been my,
nickname.
That would have been my choice, the Bob baby,
Yeah.
Bob.
No, she's been Melody Sophia right from the offset. So
Okay.
We couldn't really change it, really.
Well, everyone who listens to Bob FM feels like they're part of the extended family now, because we all went through it with you. We all went through the stress.
You did.
Well, Tracy, thank you very much for letting us share your story.
So thank you for kind of making it a bit worldwide.
Well, on behalf of everybody who listens to Bob, thank you so much to Melody. And Melody, if you can't be Bob, maybe on behalf of the listeners to the radio station, Bob's your uncle.
Bob's your uncle. Exactly.
Bob's your uncle. All right. Thank you very much,
Lovely.
Tracy.
Thank you ever so much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bob's Breakfast.